When is the last time you did something outside your comfort zone? Like really outside of it. I'm not talking about I tried a new restaurant kind of outside your comfort zone. I mean like something that hurts a little bit. Maybe it hurts the body a little bit. Maybe it hurts the pride a little bit. I'm asking because yesterday I did exactly that. I climbed Camelback Mountain in Scottsdale, Arizona with my wife, Kristen, and one of our good friends, Levi Torres. And I'm telling you right now, I am so sore. Like I'm having a hard time sitting down or even standing up without grunting or making a noise, and it's sore all over the place. And the truth is, it was 100% worth it. I bet for some people that seems a little bit weird. But before we dive more into our adventures at Camelback, I want to celebrate something pretty awesome with you. This is episode 150 of the podcast. Say that again, 150, which is crazy. So, from a podcast perspective, I want to put this kind of in a little bit of a, I don't know, I guess share some data with you on podcasting, because some of it is pretty brutal. 90% of podcasts never make it past the third episode. And the ones that do, about 99% of those stop before they reach the next major milestone, meaning roughly 99% of podcasts die before episode 20-something. And here we are, episode 150. But here's the part that still honestly blows my mind. The podcast has crossed over 1 million downloads. A million people have downloaded the podcast and listened to it. That's mind-blowing to me. It's crazy that is an actual number that has anything to do with this podcast that we've done. I still don't fully know what to do with that number, because truthfully, when I started this thing, I never had that as a goal. I never had any of that as a goal. I mean, honestly, I'd have been over the moon with 100, if I'm being honest. Even 10,000 felt like this far out distant number, but 1 million, that wasn't even on the vision board. It wasn't even on the map, because I didn't see that as being a possibility. And every single one of those downloads is you. Listening, sharing, sending the show to someone in your shop, throwing it in the truck when you're driving, kicking it along to somebody else, another business owner. I guess my point is that number represents you, the listener, way more than it does me. And it is incredible. So before I get any further, let me say this. Not because I'm special, not because I had some master plan, but honestly, because you kept showing up. And that honestly made me keep showing up. And I want to be real with you for a second. There was a lot of weeks where I was not sure if anybody was listening. I would hit publish on Monday morning, look at the download numbers, and wonder if the whole thing was a waste of time, if I was talking to nobody. But truth is, I made a commitment. A new episode every Monday, every week. And every single time I got close to throwing in the towel, every single time, somebody would reach out. I would get a DM, an email, a text message from somebody I'd not talked to in 6 months saying, hey man, that episode you dropped last week, it hit at the right moment. It hit at the exact right moment. Thank you. Or I would show up at a conference, a trade show, an industry event, and people that I have never met would walk up to me and say, I listen to your show. I love it. Keep going. And every time that happened, it was exactly what I needed to hear. Exactly when I needed to hear it. So when I say I kept showing up because you kept showing up. I mean it. Literally, I mean it. You saved this podcast more times than you will ever know. And here's the thing I want you to understand. I didn't start this podcast for me. I started it to give back to this industry, to the home service operators who are out there in the trenches, running trucks, leading teams while keeping their marriages together and being decent human beings along the way. I have been in your shoes. I know how lonely it can feel, how heavy it can get. And if even one episode of this show has made your week a little easier, your decision a little clearer, or your fire a little hotter, then it's all worth it. So when I sat down to figure out how to celebrate this episode 150, I knew it could not be a normal episode. It had to be different. It had to feel different, which is why we ended up on the top of a mountain, literally on the top of a mountain. Thinking to yourself, why a mountain? Why Camelback? If you've ever been to Scottsdale, Camelback is the mountain. You can see it from pretty much anywhere in the valley. It looks like a camel laying down, head down on one end, hump on the other. It's actually pretty cool. I'll put some pictures on our social media for you to see it. And it is not a leisurely walk in the woods. It is a little bit of a brutal hike. Anybody who's done it will tell you. It's 1,200 feet of elevation gain in about a mile. Doesn't sound like much on paper, but this is not really just a hike. It's a damn climb. There's a section about 2/3 of the way up where the trail just kind of seems to disappear. And you're scrambling up boulders, using your hands, looking for the next foothold, praying your shoes have good grip. And there's a moment on that mountain where you genuinely ask yourself, what am I doing up here? Chris and I, honestly, we've hiked Camelback several times over the years, and every single time that mountain teaches me something new. Every time I think I have it figured out, the mountain humbles me. And this time is definitely no different. Every time I think it's going to be easier than last time, I quickly realize it's not. And every single time I get to the top, sweating, exhausted, legs are shaking, I'm glad I did it. Because that's exactly what 150 episodes of this podcast has felt like. The brutal climb, the moments of what am I even doing, the false summits where you think you've made it and then realize there's more mountain above you. The scramble sections where it stops being a hobby and starts becoming something else. And every single time, the view at the top of that thing, it just can't be viewed any other way. That's why we're recording this on a mountain, because the mountain is the metaphor for this podcast, for your business, for anything in your life that is actually worth doing. So here's something I have not told you yet. When I planned this episode, I knew I wanted to record a milestone moment at the top of the mountain, which meant I had to carry my podcast equipment up this damn mountain. But truthfully, I have a pretty compact podcast setup, so it doesn't weigh a ton. But I gotta be honest with you, every pound counts when you're climbing a mountain. So somewhere around the halfway point, sweating, lungs on fire, that bag feeling heavier literally every step, I started thinking about what I wanted to say at the top. And in my head, I had it all planned out. I was going to talk about doing hard shit because, that's what I was doing. I was literally in the middle of doing the hard shit. I was hauling a podcast rig up a mountain with my wife and my friend to record episode 150. It felt like the perfect topic. But here's the thing about mountains. And honestly, not just mountains, but plans. Sometimes you might have a plan. Mike Tyson said it best. Everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face. By the time we got to the top, caught our breath, looked at the view, the message had changed. I'm not going to spoil it because I want you to listen to it from the top of the mountain. And by the way, it is a little bit windy. I tried to edit it out the best I could. It is still a little bit windy, but you're about to hear it. But I'll tell you this, what we talked about at the top of the mountain was what was right at that moment. And I think it's something every home service operator and leader listening to this right now needs to hear. It applies to your business. It applies to your team. It applies to you. Anyways, I'm not going to spoil it, but whatever you're doing right now, driving, working out, riding in the truck, settle in. This is episode 150 of Freedom Blueprint Podcast. Whew. Well, we're at the top of Camelback Mountain, and we left at 4:30. No, like 5. We got on top of the trail.
Yeah. Started at 5, made it to the top at 6:15.
So Camelback is one of our favorite hikes, and you've done more difficult hikes. This is my Everest. Every time I hike it, I get kind of in the middle, and I wonder what the boof, like, why am I doing it? You know, and then you got people that push you and drive you, and then you see people that are not what you would expect to get to the top of this mountain as quickly as they do. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so...
Are you referring to the 80-year-old couple that passed us coming up and coming down?
Well, that's one, right? And
what about the kid in Crocs?
Young, bendy, flexible, recovers fast. I think that's part of their...
Fewer brain cells.
But, you know, anytime I do stuff like this, I always want to compare it to business, because this is how my brain works. I can't just do something and enjoy it. I have to compare it to business. And I always think about, you're really in a race against yourself, and the hell with everybody else. And it reminds me, like, coming up the mountain, and you got an 80-year-old couple that not only pass you on your way up, but then they come back down past you, and you haven't made it to the top yet. And I got a sneaky suspicion they might pass us again.
Yeah, if they do it more than once.
If we're going down. So, but anyway, so this is episode 150, and I thought, how cool would it be to do this at the top of Camelback Mountain? And for anybody who doesn't know what Camelback Mountain is, it is in Scottsdale, which is outside of Phoenix, Arizona, and like we're overlooking downtown. And when we're done, I'll take the camera and pan it around and show you guys the view, because it's pretty amazing. Like planes land below you, like they're coming below you to land at the airport. Levi, our friend Levi, came with us. I don't know where he is. He's behind us somewhere. And he did really good.
He did really good.
I was on the struggle bus, I'm not going to lie. I love hiking. Even went and bought some sweet new shoes to help me run faster, jump higher. It didn't help.
You did great.
But that's okay.
This is a hard hike.
But I made it.
Extremely difficult.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how long it took me. I made it. Even though y'all had to wait on me.
It's okay.
A lot. But that's okay. I was telling him I don't think my sitting at my desk for 13 hours a day and eating chicken wings and french fries, I don't think that diet is getting me in.
It's not serving you right now.
In hiking ready. So.
It's hard to get any kind of elevation in Florida too, so there's that.
Yeah, that's what Levi was saying. You know, he lives in the Denver area, and he's like, he walks 2 or 3 miles a day, but they have elevation. And he was like a little gazelle.
I know.
Pissed me off a little bit. Love you, Levi. That's okay. That's okay. Anyways, there's a big rabbit hole I could go down on the comparison thing with businesses, just because, again, so many people do it, and so many people just from the outside in do it and don't know all the details of it, right? And like, I think talking about Levi, that's a good comparison, right? Not knowing that he lives in an elevation where he gets that elevation change, and that he goes and walks 2 and 3 miles a day. You know, that's information that normally you would never know. And again, for business owners, a lot of times we do that with, you know, we see their reps and we see their buildings and we see their trucks, and we automatically assume they can or can't do something. And
well, I think too, from the vein of comparison, as you're coming up a mountain like this, and you as you know, certain people pass you, and then you pass other people, and
I didn't pass anybody.
The people that pass you are like, golly, how do they do this so fast?
Yeah.
But you look at the tools that they're using. They've got good shoes. This is clearly not the first time that they've done something like this. So there's a fair amount of discipline that comes into doing a hike like this on a regular basis on any given Tuesday, and it just be part of your morning workout. You don't just get up and decide to do this hike. This is
butt kicker.
It is a butt kicker, but it's a testament to discipline in other areas, I think. And going back to business again, it takes discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you see people who feel like they're excelling faster than you are, or they're growing faster than you are, or seems like they got their crap together faster than you do, maybe it's just that their focus is different and their level of discipline in the certain areas is different, and you just get there. You'll get there at your own pace.
And do you know what they're doing behind the scenes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the actual picture is behind the scenes? And usually the answer is no.
Mm-hmm. And then you get people who get halfway up this hike and they're like, what am I doing? And they turn around and go back down. They don't even finish.
It's a story about the guy that was digging. I don't remember if it was for gold or oil, the story. And he was digging and he was digging and he was digging. And he gave up. And a week later, he sold the property, and a week later somebody found either the gold or the oil.
Mm-hmm.
And the point of the story is just don't give up, keep going. Although here's what's interesting. Is we're told to listen to our bodies, but yet we're hiking up this mountain and my body's like, you need to go to Waffle House. But yet you guys are like, you got it, you're almost there. Glad I listened to you guys and not my body. Although I think my body's going to tell me the same thing on the way down.
I mean,
and ironically enough, there is one Waffle House in the Phoenix area.
At a certain point it becomes mind over matter, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't let the critter brain, because the critter brain is going to be the one that tells you can't do this. You've gotten in too far over your head. You just need to turn around and go back to the car. And so you have to have the mental fortitude to be able to be like, you know what? No, we're going to keep going because I can do this, can finish it out. And again, it happens the same way in business too. Like you get to a point where you're like, I cannot do this for another day.
But you also have to do things different,
Mm-hmm.
right? So then if you keep doing the same thing every day, like if we kept hiking this and we came year after year and I had the same workout routine each year, it wouldn't get any better because I would be doing the same thing. So you have to shift what you're doing to get a different result. So you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. And, there is something to say about repetition, too, is, in business, when you do things, there is a certain level of experience that you get when you're like, I'm not going to do that this time because I know, I know what happens that way.
But even just like this hike, we've done this hike, however, like 5 or 6 times or something. We now know that you got to get here really early or you're not going to get a parking spot. And you need to be down off the mountain what do we, May? It's going to get to like 105 today.
It was 106 yesterday.
And it feels fantastic up here right now. But in a couple of hours, it's going to be miserable.
But it's 6 in the morning.
Going to shut it down.
No, it's not. It's 7.
No, it's not. It's 6:30.
Oh. My watch should catch up.
So anyway, point is that we've learned. The other thing I learned about this particular hike is I need to wear a backpack with water in it. I can't carry a water bottle because I need 2 hands. There's a lot of rock scramble here. And you need 2 hands. And I came up here one time trying to hold a water bottle, and that did not go well. I dropped it like 4 times. So there's a handful of things that you learn from repetition, and you do it a little different each time, and each time you get a little better and a little faster. And
it's windy up here, so hopefully
that's
hopefully you can hear us. If you can't, just know it's good wisdom. All right, so I'm gonna take the camera and go around the top of this mountain just to give everybody the view. And I'm gonna say this. When you see a sunset and you take a picture of it, it never quite does it justice.
Yeah.
This video is not going to do it justice. So if you want to see it,
you gotta get up here.
You
gotta get up here.
And if you're coming anytime except probably January, you need to get here like 5 in the morning so that you can get up here. So yeah, let's do a quick I'm gonna do a quick loop-de-loop and show you guys.
Okay.
Let's go give him the tour. Where's Levi? He didn't fall down the mountain, dude.
Not.
We're getting at that hour of. There's Levi, who ran up this thing like a gazelle. Look at him. He's got his sweet new shoes on, his sweet new backpack. I think those people came up and down.
Yeah, that's the second trip for them.
Not gonna lie, I feel like once is good.
That's a good boy. You too. Morning.
Good morning.
Seriously.
Look at that. So pretty.
Here.
Here's downtown Phoenix. There's an airport. Airport's not very busy. Of course, it's whatever time in the morning. 6:30 in the morning. But man, it doesn't feel like 6:30 in the morning. So pretty. Let's see if we can get up here on Levi. I think his...
God, these bees.
All right, Levi, first hike. I was just bragging on you.
Yeah,
You ran up this thing like the gazelle.
yeah. I give credit to the altitude of Colorado.
Yes,
Right.
for real.
When you work out in Colorado, and then you come to Arizona, you look real good.
So you're saying I was on the struggle bus because I live in Florida?
Yeah. So you're on the wrong side of the altitude. It was great though. Great first. Thanks for the invite. It was awesome. So it's a beautiful view up here. If you haven't done it, I definitely suggest it.
Well, that's why I was doing a picture of a round to give everybody, and I told him, you take a picture of the sunset doesn't do it justice, so you really got to get up there.
It's the
and
truth.
Do it. So okay, so I was talking about, because anytime, at least for me, I do stuff like this. There's always a business lesson that's kind of buried in it, and for me, it was you're in a race against yourself, right?
Yep.
Like. Doesn't matter how fast everybody else goes and how often you see people that you're like, didn't expect them to lap me.
Yep.
3 times on this giant trail at 80 years old. Yeah, here we are. So anyways, did anything that sticks with you that you can think about lessons from this?
Yeah, very similar, right? You always want to compare yourself to other people, right? That's
Right.
just what adults and humans tend to do. And when you're in business, you tend to do it even a little bit more sometimes. And so, when you're climbing up this hill and you see some people going faster and you tend to start to push yourself, but then you get uncomfortable and maybe not even enjoying it anymore. And so you got to slow down and go at your pace that you enjoy, right? The problem with business that a lot of people do is they're just in such a hurry that then they forget to enjoy the time and what they're doing. I ran into that several times in my career, but man, you need to slow down and smell the roses, right?
Enjoy the journey. That's what I kept telling you when I was stopping. I wasn't stopping because I was tired. Stopping because I wanted to make sure I got pictures
Exactly,
and enjoyed the ride. So all right, we're about to trek it down this mountain. It's 6:30 now. We'll probably get down in 45 minutes, I bet.
Okay.
Yeah, let's shoot for an hour. Let's not race, right?
I meant more
Unless
like a
you
tuck
roll
and
down.
Like a tuck and roll. So anyways, we'll get some pictures at the bottom. And if you're listening to this on any of the Apples or Spotify's, check out the YouTube because there'll be some videos on this as well. So here we go. Here's the hiking crew. We're about to start heading down. Oh, so the people that were just on the camera that had the yellow shirt, this is their second or third trip. We've seen.
This morning.
Second time up this one. Yeah, that's craziness.
And they had a couple 20 plus years on us.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool. All right, we'll see you guys at the bottom.